Hey there, grade 8s. So we're going to move on to lesson 6.2 in math. So this one is solving equations using algebra. So this is very, very similar to what you had done in grade 7. However, not all of your answers are going to be in a whole number like you would have had in grade 7. Some of them are going to be fractions, some are going to be decimals, however you want to deal with it, whichever way you want to keep that number is totally up to you. It's right both ways. Okay, so we're going to start off with a couple examples where we're just going to kind of talk through how we're actually going to go about solving these using algebra. Personally, I like to use opposite operations to simplify it, similar to what we were doing in 6.1, where we had the integer tiles and we were making the zero pairs. We're essentially just creating opposite operations. So we're doing the exact same thing. So I'll give you the first example that we're going to work with. So we're going to say 3b plus 5 equals 14. Okay, so when we have an example similar to this one, what are we trying to do? We're essentially trying to isolate our variable b. We're not trying to figure out what 3b is, or 7b, or 5b. We just want 1b. So we have to get rid of this plus 5, and we have to get rid of the fact that it's multiplied 3 times. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually find the opposite operation. And when we're talking about algebra, we're actually using reverse BEDMAS or reverse PEMDAS. So we want to start with the addition and the subtraction first. We're not going to start with the multiplication first. It'll just simplify things a little bit better as we go through that. Okay, so I have positive 5. What's the opposite of plus 5? Well, it's going to be minus 5. And math is fair, so what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take minus 5 on the other side. So 5 minus 5, that eliminates itself. Some people might look at this equation and they're just going to say, okay, I'm just going to bring this over to the other side, and then it's going to go 14 minus 5. So what they're going to do might just they'll skip that step where they're doing it to both sides, and they're actually just kind of moving it over. Okay? I'm going to put this back just for those that can see. Okay? So if you're doing the exact same step, all you're doing is you're eliminating this piece. So now we have 3b, that's gone, equals 14 minus 5 gives me 9. Now, I have 3 times b equals 9. So the opposite operation would be divided by 3. So I'm dividing by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So now I'm down to that 1b that I was originally looking for. So I've got b equals 9 divided by 3, and I get 3. Okay? Now I can go and I can test it. I can say, okay, let's put 3 in for b. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. So that ends up working. So that my answer ends up being correct. Okay? I can always do these checks anytime I get an answer when I'm doing these types of questions. Okay? The next one we're going to look at. This one is not necessarily going to give me a perfect whole number. Okay? So I'm going to have 16 times t minus 69 equals negative 13. Okay? So this is going to take a little bit of work, and it's not going to be as easy as I was initially hoping. Okay, so I need to eliminate this negative 69. So I'm going to add 69 to both sides, plus 69. So now I have 16t equals, so I have 69 minus 13, and I get 56. Okay? Unfortunately, though, I can't divide this out perfectly. If I divide both sides by 16, I end up getting t, and then I can look at these two numbers. Okay? I have a fraction. I can reduce them. Okay? I can look at both of these, and I know that a common factor for both of these numbers is 8. So I'm going to divide the top and the bottom by 8. I know that 7 times 8 is 56, so 7 and then this is going to give me a 2, okay? And once again, those eliminate each other from the previous step, okay? So what happened here? Now I'm basically saying that my answer is 7 over 2, which is also the same as 3.5, okay? Well, let's try to solve this. So if I have 16 times 7 over 2 minus 69 is going to equal negative 13. All right? Now, let's try to simplify this. Can I say that 16 divided by 2 is 8? So I'm basically going to divide this by 2 before I multiply it by 7. So now I'm going to change this one. It's going to go 8. That's gone. I did my division. Half of 16 was 8. Now I'm going to multiply it through. So I've got 56 minus 69 equals negative 13. When I subtract these, I get negative 13 equals negative 13. Okay? So my answer ends up working out in the situation where I ended up getting t equals 7 over 2. Okay? The next example that we're going to talk about the next one we're going to go through, I'm actually going to give you, I'm going to put 3 on the board. Take your time. I'm going to give you, well, feel free to pause the video whenever you want to answer these questions, and then I'm just going to go right into answering them. So I've got 2x minus 1 equals 7. That's going to be the first one. The second one is going to be 11 equals 4a minus 1. And the last one is going to be 5 plus 2m equals 9. All right, pause the video, answer those questions, and I'm just going to go right into the solutions. All right, so for here, I want to eliminate my negative 1, so I have to add 1 to both sides. So I'm going to say 2x, this is gone, equals, if I add 1 to both sides, I'm going to get 8. So I divide both sides by 2, x equals 4. I want to check it, so I'm going to say 2 times 4 minus 1 equals 7, 8 minus 1 equals 7, 7 equals 7. I know that that's correct. Okay, I go to the next one. I've got 11, I'm going to leave this 4 on this side because it is a positive, but I need to add 1 to both sides. So I'm going to get 12 equals 4 times a. I'm going to divide both sides. This is an a, not a 9. Okay, divide both sides by 4, and it's getting 3 to equal a. Now let's check it. So 11 equals 4 times 3 minus 1. 11 equals 12 minus 1. 11 equals 11. So 3 does work as my answer. For this last one, okay, I need to subtract 5 from both sides. Okay, so I'm going to be left with 2m equals 4. Divide both sides by 2, m equals 2. Now I'm going to check it. So 5 plus 2 times 2 equals 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 9 equals 9. That one works. All right. So just going through it step by step, each of those situations work. Make sure that you do the Google form, and then also check out Math Makes Sense 6.2. Hopefully most of you have an easy time with it. It shouldn't be overly difficult. The biggest one that we had was the one where we actually ended up with a fraction. I don't know how many of those are actually in your homework. Anyways, good luck.